begin with a poem that I wrote for a Haiti event recently, and we didn't really have time for it, so I didn't get to read it. This was, of course, in response to the horrific conditions, ongoing conditions in Haiti, sometime yet after the terrible earthquake, and things just seem to be as bad as ever. But Haiti, as you all well know, had a tremendous influence on the United States, and in particular on the slaves, the enslaved in the United States. And for many of us, it has remained an emblem of valorous resistance to oppression. Beautiful black Haiti. Beautiful black Haiti, Congo daughter, revolutionary son of slaves, too gone to name. Mother Haiti, father Haiti, rah-rah rage more ancient than rain, more fierce than Toussaint's machete welding warriors or Nat Turner's marauding soldiers of God. Beautiful black Haiti, try as they might, they cannot conquer you, cannot make you lie down and look up to them, cannot dilute your magic to fit their cold control, cannot trick you into becoming them. For Shango refuses to rise up for them. Oshun refuses to lie down. Ezuli assumes their potency, makes mockery of it, and even waters of ruin become a baptismal bath, the healing waters of Yemenjah, washing away their filth. Mystery rides you as the Divine One mounts you, an entire nation protected by its utter refusal to unbelieve. Beautiful black Haiti, you illuminate us. Crone cannot contain you. Duvalier could not crush you. Poverty cannot still your dance. Devastation cannot shift your source, cannot unmount you. You lead us. Beautiful Congo daughter, the crack of the whip has no power over your crick-crack. No color more luminous than your glistening back. No voice more powerful than your no. I have traveled and lived around the world a great deal and become a much better person as a consequence. I lived in Indonesia for 2 years, and there is a very popular myth there, traditional myth, about a father who burns to death, offers to burn himself to death as a sacrifice to spare the death of his son. A rather universal theme and narrative from around the world. It was not a Muslim tale originally, it was Hindu, but it's very interesting how much it's been embraced by the Muslims of Indonesia, and it's a very, very important part of their mythology. And this piece is called Padi Obong, which in Bahasa means to burn to death. And I wrote this shortly after 9/11, when there was this horrific rash of anti-Muslim bigotry. So my purpose in writing this piece was to just make the point that when we talk about Muslims, we're talking about millions and millions and millions of people around the world. Padi Obong, burned to death. I want a Muslim man, a camel-charging, adamant man, a man whose understanding seeps deep into the sun-baked sands, a well-hidden imam who wanders for days and prays for days in a cave, an Omar ibn Said, the Fuda-talking Muslim slave who never betrayed Denmark Vesey's raid. You understand? I want a real man of Islam, A Turk in a tight black t-shirt with Ataturk in his pocket and sand from the Sudan still in his hand. I'm telling you right off, I want one of Muhammad's 5 pillar men, a carry-back Tawo man, a Bahasa talking man who never takes it lying down, who won't, I'm telling you, he will not retreat. A machete-heaving, camel-racing, tent-dwelling Bedouin man, a mosque-building, oud-playing lamb man, a catch-me-if-you-can man. I want a homeless, drunken Sufi who's committed to the memory of the Methawi, a sultan with a God-given tan, a keffiyeh-wearing man, a ground-burning, singed man with a Mercedes loaded to the brim man, a Bosnian, Chechnyan, Afghan, Egyptian man, a Filipino, Indonesian man from Pakistan. I'm telling you, I want Arjuna, and I want him to surrender to the cause, you see. I want him to burn for me, to tell the world about it like Rumi. I want this dervish to whirl. I want to see him on his knees. I want him to spread his kaftan wide over me, to open his sarong just for me. This is a poem I wrote when I was sitting in Istanbul, and I went down to a cafe. I was there for a conference. I went down to a cafe, and the women working in the cafe came in and they high-fived each other, which kind of got my attention, right? Then I picked up the Istanbul Daily newspaper, and there was a quote, which you will recognize, that they attributed to someone which you will also recognize. It was really striking to me. High-fiving sisters in Istanbul. They were beautiful, long caramel-colored hair gathered tied and knotted close at the neck. Graceful, slender midriffs and elegant appendages clad in matter-of-fact black suits. Management assigned and identical, indiscriminate. Approaching one another for the early AM shift, they thunderclapped a high-five announcement of camaraderie and American influence. And there were Medgar Evers' words, right there in the Istanbul Daily, in bold black print. The man left to die like a dog in a driveway in Mississippi. You cannot kill the revolution, only the revolutionary. That universal battle cry of every armed struggle. And then there was lovely Maya from Jordan, whose punctuating hands and adamant gaze asked for more than my opinion about the Palestinians. Which side are you on? She asked, without waiting for an answer. They'll never understand the Arabs' love of the land, she chanted on. The land is the soul of my people. Then she leaned in close, her words hot wind burning my cheek. No matter how many bombs they drop, our struggle will never cease. No matter how many men they kill, they will never kill all of our children. In light of the evidence, let me just say this. We're in some deep, deep shit. And one wonders how the cover of night can conceal it, how hearts can stay hardened to it. How long can we hold on against it? In full view of the unhinged door standing ajar, in light of the water overflowing in the sink, in light of all the harnesses coming undone. How long can we continue to send our children to school pretending they're going to learn? How long can we continue to check our clocks as if time were standing still? How long can we remain true when there no longer is such a thing? How long can we ignore all those murdered black boys, those hands of black and brown reaching for us through grids of steel, evidence of things clearly seen? In light of babies malformed at birth, ghoulish little cocktail fetuses meth incubated in crack cocaine. How long? Children fed on pink slime and day-old scraps unfit, while dogs of the 1% dine on organically grown premier tidbits. How long can we ignore this? How long will we prefer instead the radiated bliss and just wring our well-manicured hands? Unspoken contradictions. In light of the evidence, there is no light. The dark is preferred, conceals horrors that lurk. Part 2. In light of ADAD overfed children glued into undersized desks, their carbonated, coke-stupered, formed brain artisticated at birth, let me suggest this. Let's recall the Alamo and be the unexpected results. Become the Irish St. Pat's Brigade and fight for the Mexicans. Let's box ourselves up and ship out to freedom, out-Tubman them. Sleep right under those wanted posters with our pictures on them. Let's make them follow us without a clue where they're going. Then let's just keep moving forward. Let's seriously reconsider their qualifications. Send them to Ellis, Angel Island, back to the border, to Arizona. Let's measure and remeasure them, test and rename them. Let's nut check them, mammogram them, squeeze the life right out of them. Then let's reconsider the evidence. Hoist ourselves up by our own hand-hewn ladders, shine our bright light down on them. Ride their elevators to attain our height, see ourselves finally dancing at the top in broad daylight. Part 3. I want to fully comprehend this. I want to dissect their organs, expose all of our wounds so they have to see them. I want their weapons in full view, not minuscule, cowardly little drones, guided by fat-bellied, mint julep-sipping suits under some sycamore tree. I want their bulldozers out of our ancient groves, and I want them strip-searched and waterboarded by those 100-year-old spirits in those trees. I want my nation back, and I want my daughter back, her drug-crazed madness reversed, and I want my bright son whole again, underranged by their insane decadence. I want my job back, my breasts unlumped, my food untampered with, my neighbors housed, my dog running free. And I want Michelle Obama to shop at Big Lots, her kids to go to Oakland Tech. I want Bill Gates to work the earth in 105-degree heat while his kids play in pesticide-soaked strawberry fields. I want somebody to answer for this. I want justice. And I want Julian Assange to be the new Attorney General of the United States. And I want Bradley Manning for president. And I want a war against them and Guantanamo to be Dick Cheney's new estate. And that mansion they found bin Laden in, I want Rumsfeld to live in it. And I want his body on full view so every Muslim can come and view it. And I want Kennedy's brains unsealed. The Scottsboro boys to be honored in Congress. And repatriation for all slaves. Every Indian given back the prairie, the plains, and the Southwest. I want the keys to the city put in every mailbox and every hospital and church to have unlocked gates. And I want guaranteed tax-free benefits for my old age and a nursing home full of Viagra-free men. And I want real evidence. I will get all of this. Not some worthless promissory note made out by them. I want a bona fide, certified check. And I want it made out to us, the 99%. I wrote this when I lived in Indonesia after 9/11. I just sort of refound this piece not too long ago, and I found, unfortunately, that it's still pretty relevant. So you'll recognize some of the imagery, I think, if you reflect back the events following 9/11. The title of this is a quote from a fabulous Indonesian writer, Pramudia Tour's novel. It's actually the title of one of his novels. He's been nominated several times for a Nobel Prize. He was incarcerated for 27 years without ever being charged by the Japanese. So he's sort of the Indonesian Nelson Mandela, if you will. A grand and wonderful man. Nothing but the earth. Part 1, hear me. You who belongs to the day before yesterday. You, the mad dog I saw running backwards to escape the trembling roof. You who humps the backs of the cheapest shoes and licks the oil from those filthy soles. Hear me. I saw you dodging the debris. Saw you dive straight into that big talking Russian's lap. I witnessed your absurd declarations of superiority, amplified by the frantic yap of your mediocre mongrels chasing their own tails while terrorizing an already half-dead nation. And now you will hear me. Hear me sing from the flamenco's ancient lungs, reiterate the bandoliered poet's declaration of your sins, recite the draped prophet's great liturgy. You will hear it. For no matter how fast you run, you cannot escape my hate, your necessary disintegration. For strong and mad has never equaled great, and your party is no longer well attended. You pant and foam alone in your monstrous empire. Part 2. No civilization, whether white, black, or yellow, ever began with a warrior. Andre Malraux. Silly, fake warrior in a mask. You think you fool us with your presumptions of powerfulness. We see your affliction as you lap the blood from the limping dogs languishing in Babel's tower. We see the viscous black truth ooze over your slick pretensions to be pumping the world for freedom. And we see that no matter how vast your empire, no matter how slick your lip, no matter how chagrin your grin, it is not great thought. We see the cunning cough of blood into your handkerchief. The absence of any great action. We see you prostrate and naked before the canine king, groveling as you feed off the scraps of his grease, the self-loathing in your shallow dish. The great relapse, your mind narrow as a nation. Part 3. I have a right to hate you. An evolutionary need to head straight into your headlights. Consider this an assault, a refusal to sit back and watch your fire extinguish ancient coolie potency, cremate camel-driven decency, your desert attempts to silence the holy invocations of great men, your cowardly campaign to drive the wild mountain tribes back into the rocks. I refuse to rest in your peace, to hide in your wilderness of deformed cattle and mutilated linguistics, of unholy wars and pickup truck politics. I refuse your imposed despair on half the world's population, your hollow claim of civilization. And I accuse you of attacking the right of us all to choose an older order, your reduction of my dreams to a rich man's whoring. You think we cannot resist, that we have no words, no weapons of worth. You think this is just a mute's soliloquy, and it is true. We are nothing, nothing but the earth. Quantum song. I rode you like the mare that I am, thinking I could erase the space between us, believing entanglement was predictable and under our command. I rode you trembling at the center, believing I could create a new path, pull a quantum fast one, outwit the universe. Oh, how I rode you. But random acts of kindness, deliberate lust do not matter make. Borders rust and erode, and particles never stay where they are placed. Live according to the laws of mystery. I tried, Einstein and I. I really believed some things were predictable, real. Agreed, God did not throw dice. Believed I had it in me to re-stitch your shredded heart, caress your shattered head and make it stay put. You tried, you and your sad, strong spirit, to dive deep and stay long. Yet your claims to destiny proved more real than either of us could have imagined. For random unexpectations are the order of the world, and even Einstein was wrong about some things. Love, it turns out, attraction, and other quantum givens are the chaos of a larger order, the here and there of the unseen, and not even the most powerful Corino can transgress some borders, can only mount and linger momentarily in the space of maybe. Thank you.